This is the Honda NSX supercar, and it's proof that Honda is one of the most diverse car manufacturers in the world, because as well as normal boring hatchbacks, they also do robots, aquatic equipment, generators, and even aeroplanes. Now this NSX is almost as expensive as an aeroplane. So it starts from £145,000. If you click up there, you can go to carwow.co.uk and compare offers for the NSX, or any car for that matter, online. You just fill in the details, the car you want, and dealers will get back to you with prices within 24 hours. So let's check out the inside of the NSX, see if it lives up to that price tag, and not exactly. It doesn't feel terrible, but something like a Porsche 911 Turbo does feel posher inside, so does an Audi R8 V10 Plus. I mean, the problem is this, look, you've got leather here, which is nice, but then these horrible, cheap feeling bits of plastic and these really weird little venty things there, they're childish and awful. Paddles for the gear shifter, they're plasticky and clicky and not that great, and the buttons on the steering wheel, yeah, it's got carbon fibre, but once again, it feels like an £80,000 car, like they've had to scrimp on the interior. Not that you paid £145,000 for it. It's a bit of a shame really, because these seats are so comfy. I've driven quite a long distance in this car and it's so relaxing in these seats. And then there's some other things as well, like you get a nice digital driver's display. I quite like it. I like the way the menus change when you twist this little dial here to go into the different driving modes. That's all cool. Then you move across the infotainment system itself, and what are Honda doing? You know, they're supposed to be a tech firm, really. They make robots and planes, as I've said earlier, but the infotainment system's not very good at all. Other things that aren't so good are the storage spaces. So these are my cup holders. You accelerate, and this car can accelerate, believe me, I'll show you in a bit. Your drink's going to go flying, you know, your coffee will be everywhere, and there's not much place for them. I know it's a supercar and practicality isn't the key thing, but something, once again, like a Porsche 911 or an Audi R8 is just a little bit more accommodating on the inside. You do get a glove box, of course, which is kind of chunky but doesn't have much room in it. Oh, look, there's a space under here, and you've got your USB port there, which is, as you can see, very handy and easy to get to. And for some reason, you have an HDMI input. If you need a 12-volt socket, there is one somewhere. I think it's down here. Down here? It's down there. Yeah, it's just down there. And then there's this thing here. Now, please comment in the box below to let me know what the heck this is for, because I have absolutely no idea. Now, let's check out some more of the practicality. So then, the boot. Just open it. Now, all supercar owners really want is to be able to fit their golf clubs in the boot of their car. And with a bit of jiggery-pokery manoeuvring, you can do that with your Honda NSX. But if you want to carry a bit more than that, it can get a bit problematic. You see, the boot has like this big hump in it, and that's because the exhaust system goes underneath there. And because of that, and the fact that there's very little insulation, it does mean that it can get very warm in this area. So if you wanted to carry your shopping and you had some ice cream, it would all melt. In fact, you could probably cook your eggs on your way home from the shops just by driving quickly. Also, if you want to go on a holiday and you want to take a suitcase, would you be able to do it? Well, I think I'll be able to demonstrate that quite easily. No, not ideal unless you wanted some extra downforce, which having the boot like that will give you. So there you go.
But you'll just need to take one look at the outside to forget all about that tiny boot. It's just so spectacular, especially in this white paint. It may have a humble Honda badge, but it still turns heads like no Porsche 911 can. And that's not the only thing that's great about this NSX. Here's 5 cool things.
The car has a carbon fibre roof to help keep the centre of gravity as low as possible for improved handling. The NSX has 10 radiators, I think. Yeah, that's more than my house. These little vents allow air in through there. It then comes out the back of the bumper and over the face of the wheel, and that helps smooth airflow down the side of the car for reduced drag. When the car is just idling in normal mode, it just sends exhaust through these outer pipes, which are kind of quiet. When you put it into Sports Plus mode though, it blows through these bigger central pipes, which are noisier. If you put this car into quiet mode, it will turn off the engine and drive along on electric power alone, a bit like a Toyota Prius, only way more fun.
However, this car isn't all perfect. Here's 5 annoying things about it.
As if the infotainment system wasn't annoying enough, the position of the climate control button means that if you try and rest your hand there while you're driving to press the screen, which you quite often have to do, you end up pressing the climate control and then that comes on the screen rather than the thing you intended to press. Well, the rear glass screen has demisting elements in it. The inner screen doesn't, so you have to wait until the engines are nice and warm on a frosty morning to clear that as well, which is annoying. The little NSX stickers on the side of the car just look like they've been stuck on by a child and they're already deteriorated. They just look cheap and naff. Why even bother with them? These door mirrors stick out quite a way, so when you park up you need to fold them away, but you can't do it electrically, you have to do it manually. And look at this, when you move them, the whole section wobbles. Just so cheap on such an expensive car. You'd hope that a low-slung, hard-to-park car such as an NSX will come with parking sensors as standard, but it doesn't. They're an £1,800 option. This Honda NSX is a hybrid supercar, so you've got 2 electric motors up front, 1 at the back, mated to the 3.5 litre twin-turbo V6, and combined you have 581 horsepower. Now, being a hybrid, I should talk about what it's like in town because that's where hybrids are really good. And so you can cruise around in this car on electric power alone at speeds, well, pretty decent speeds. I'm doing 30 and the engine's not running. I'm using the batteries and the electric motors. But if I put my foot down a bit, the engine then kicks in and it's seamless. The way it goes between electric and the engine cutting in is just very, very smooth. And it may seem ridiculous to talk about a car like this in town, but most supercar owners will end up having to drive in town at some point. And this car is brilliant in town because visibility is actually really good. So the windscreen is very deep, the dash is low, so you get a good view forward. The door sills aren't too high, so you get a good view sideways. You've got massive wing mirrors, and the view at the back's all right as well. In fact, you can see for yourself by clicking it there to join me for a point of view test drive video. Another thing that makes it good in town is the suspension. So in normal mode, it's really soft. It's great over bumps. It's insane how easy this car is to live with every day. And then you flick this switch, put it into Sport Plus mode, floor it, and and that happens. All hell breaks loose. This is a proper supercar. It's insanely fast. Those electric motors mean that you have instant power the moment you put your foot down. There's no turbo lag, you just go. It is completely bonkers, the acceleration in this car, and it's there whenever you want it. Now if I turn this dial one more time and hold it, I will put the car into track mode. And that means I should be able to launch it. So all you have to do is pull up. There we go. I'll keep my left foot on the brake, floor the throttle, release the brake, and that was 60 way back there, and that's over 100. Yes. You know, I've actually timed this car and I've done 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds, and it'll do it again and again and again and again whenever you want to. It's crazy. And then when you want, put it back into normal mode and just relax, take it easy. Also, I should mention the gearbox, because in auto mode it's very quick and smooth, and then when you take control yourself, it responds just when you want it to. I think what Honda have done with this car is pretty impressive. It's great to drive, and being a hybrid, I mean, I'm returning 26 miles per gallon. It's quite an achievement, this thing. If only they could sort out the blooming infotainment system, it'd be amazing. Now, if you click up there, you can get more information at carwow.co.uk and compare offers on brand new cars. So then, my verdict on the Honda NSX. Should you avoid it? Should you consider it? Should you shortlist it? Or should you just go right ahead and buy it? Well, I reckon you should shortlist the Honda NSX. It's a brilliant car. It's just, would you spend £145,000 on a Honda?
If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it. Click on our logo to subscribe to this channel, on the video window for more content, and on the deals box to go to carwow.com to see how much you can save on a new car. Now, did you spot the Easter egg in this video? It was the photo of Ayrton Senna on my phone in the car's glove box, because the F1 legend helped to develop the original NSX.